Hello and welcome to Odds on Ligue 1, Matchday 33, only 2 games left. In France, we still don't have a champion, by the way. They still have options for Lens, but the fight, Alain, is for the Champions League. We know that the 𝐿𝐵𝐴 won't play Champions League next season. Let's see even if they play European football, and there is a big fight, especially now between Lille and Rennes.
Yes, it's a big crisis for 𝐿𝐵𝐴 de Marseille, losing against a virtually Ligue 2 team like Nantes. And when I saw the game, Nantes was the team fighting for a European spot, and Marseille was the team in the bottom of the table. And warning, because Lille lose point at home against Le Havre can be have his meaning at the end of the season for the LOSC.
Well, Alain, it's crazy that 𝐿𝐵𝐴 lost 3-0 in La Beaujoire against a team that you mentioned is going to Ligue 2. They are now 7th, so out of any European competition. Let's analyze everything, all the games but one on Sunday. So let me know in the comments, as always, your thoughts about Ligue 1. And now let's go on with the show. And we have only one game in a different time, Alain, and it's on Friday. We have Nantes. And Nantes, you mentioned how, if they wouldn't have beaten 𝐿𝐵𝐴, they would be relegated. And now, if they don't win, once again, in Lens, they will be relegated because they have only 5 points less than Auxerre. Yeah. So it's almost impossible for Nantes, but at least finally they won a game against OM, and also Lens need to win, Alain, to try to put some pressure on PSG, but they weren't able to beat Nice after seeing how PSG also dropped points with Lorient.
Yes, PSG made turnover, and we wait that, and we predict that. Yes, loss is virtually in Champions League, because they need 1 point to stay in the next Champions in 3 games. Yes, loss can start to prepare the French Cup final. And yes, it's amazing season for loss. If they can win the Cup second in the Ligue 1, they don't start the last season with that ambition, and the team answer really well, and we hope team can conserve his key player to be competitive in Champions League the next season too, because it's a problem in Ligue 1 when you have a surprise 3, 4, 5 key player left the club during the summer, and after the team is have difficulties in Champions, in Ligue 1, etc. Now, not it's a shame, not need to change the owner, because not Sainz president and owner 𝐻𝐿𝐴 is on the board is a disaster. And against 𝐿𝐵𝐴 de Marseille, team show proudness, no, and a little something missed during the season. I don't know what happened in that vestiary, but I know the team was better than where he stayed in the table. That one, the quality is upper than. But yes, I choose loss winning with under 3.5 goals, because not defend well. Odds 2.10.
Okay, you know, Alain, why they play on Friday this different time?
No, I searched, but I don't found the information.
Strange, indeed. Well, all the other games, because there are some things on stake actually in this Nantes is not a friendly game. Then all the games on Sunday, starting with Angers Strasbourg. Actually, this one it is a friendly game since there is nothing on stake. Angers having a really bad end of the season, lost to Auxerre and PSG in the last two, is 2 points only in the last 7 games. And Strasbourg, Alain, they are only thinking in the conference against Rayo Vallecano, also pretty bad. The end of the season, 4 defeats and 1 win in the last games. Impossible to choose one, I guess, with these stats.
Yes. Now Strasbourg is writing the history clearly, because if Strasbourg win the Conference League and Lens win the French Cup, independent of Lens win or not the French Cup final, France will have 8 clubs in the next European competition. That one is historical, because France never has 8 clubs in a European competition. And it's difficult to understand Strasbourg if they made turnover, if they make the not turnover. It's difficult because we saw in the last week's results a little strange respect to the standard of Strasbourg, especially against Rennes at home. We see Lorient winning when only Lille won this season. In the last game, losing against Toulouse was not ambition for this season. It's so strange the season of the end of the season of Strasbourg. Strasbourg is better than his table his position in the table, but if Strasbourg won the Conference League in France, is not frequently two French teams win European Cup competition, and that one can save the season. Because if they go out against Rayo, or if they lose the final, the season is really negative for Strasbourg, because you have a lot of investment and you don't enter in the Conference League. So strange. But in spite of that, Angers is doing a second part of the season bad, because during the market in January, they lose his 2 best offensive player, and that one affect clearly the team. In the last 15 games, Angers is the worst attack in the Ligue. In spite of that, in my opinion, is a game without a lot of emotion. For that, I choose an X, odds 3.60.
It makes sense with this really bad streak. Next one is Auxerre Nice. And this is a key game for the relegation battle, because the play-out spot is on stake. Only 3 points between these two teams. Auxerre need to win. Basically, if Nice win, is game over for Auxerre, and also Nice will be safe. So, Alain, especially Nice cannot afford to lose. The draw would be positive. Nice is coming in a good moment, qualified for the Cup final, draws with Lens and the OM. And for Auxerre was a vital win, the one they got against Angers, also in decent form, with only 1 defeat in the last 6 games.
Yeah, now we must to consider the last game too. And in the last game, Nice received Metz, and Auxerre traveled to Lille, who is fighting for the champions, clearly. And so Auxerre is the last call. It's the last call to try to stay out of the play-out. But there need 2 victories. The first step is Nice. In the last weeks, we saw a clear improvement in Auxerre. In the last 6, only 1 defeat in Lyon, and the victory against Angers confirmed in the last weeks Auxerre improved in offensive statistic and start to score. And yes, during 28 games, Auxerre have problem with the goal, and the attack unlock themselves maybe late, but we have a play out to play, and that one can be positive. But right now, Nice in the last weeks, I see an improvement. We see a Nice competitive against the biggest team in Ligue 1. Is 5 games without a losing. Catch a draw in Lille, catch a draw in Marseille, catch a draw against Lens, winning in Strasbourg away is really positive the last months in Nice. And for that reason, in my opinion, Nice can be win in Auxerre. I choose Nice winning odds 2.91.
Next game, Le Havre, Marseille. Le Havre almost safe, still -4 with Auxerre, but they have to be really unlucky to drop into the bottom 3. The last 5 games were draws and 10 games without a win for Le Havre. So I guess the draw could be a good option here. 3.8, Alain, because it's impossible to trust this 𝐬𝐵. What a terrible way of ending the season. Difficult now to qualify for Europe. In the last 6 games is 4 defeats, 1 draw and 1 win. A team that started really well the season with 𝗀𝗏𝗄 playing good football also in the Champions League. And classic Marcel, Alain, everything has been destroyed.
Yes, the 𝗀𝗏𝗄. I think that the moment of the team have that involution was when they lose the Super Cup, because there were 30 seconds to win the Super Cup against PSG, and after that out in Champions League after losing in Bruges 5-0 in the Le Classique, and after that the 𝗀𝗏𝗄 dismissed, and with 𝗵𝗵𝗿 is a shame. What happened in that vestry? I don't understand what happened. It's difficult because Bay entered not well correctly in this vestry, but the last weeks are clearly a signal when a team is broke. It's totally broke. In the last 5, only a winning against Metz, and they suffer to win this game. And now the chance of Marseille is in Marseille they hope Lens win the cap, because if Lens win the cap, the 7th spot is for Conference League. And yes, is the hope, because now I don't feel Marseille able to fighting with Monaco and Rennes, not for the distance with point, because the distance are not so big, but for the feeling, for the state of form of both team. For that I choose, because in Le Havre it will be the last game in the season. It will be a party, because probably is the end of the cycle of 𝗛𝗏𝗏 in the bench. Maybe 𝗪𝗏 in the board will leave Le Havre, and for that I choose Le Havre score over 1.5 goals in the game, odds 2.40.
For sure, do not put your money in 𝐬𝐵. Next game is a friendly game, Metz Lorient, with Metz already in Ligue 2. Lost to Monaco, drew with Le Havre 4-4 before that, and Lorient catching points against PSG. Both teams scoring plenty of goals, Alain, in the last games, so perhaps also we see goals in here.
Goals, yeah. In the first leg, Metz catch a point in Lorient, and like away team, Metz catch only 6 points. It's the worst team in Ligue 1, but was able to some point in Bretagne. Lorient made a brilliant season, in my opinion. The projects go up. You can only improve from the next season. Clear idea of which type of football we want to play, good scouting, and the team make in my opinion is one of the biggest surprise in Ligue 1 this season. And in Metz, I see the team in holiday. For Metz is the last team at home. We can choose clearly the market of goal because the over 2.75 is 1.90. But I choose a surprise for this team, and I choose Metz winning is a surprise, is a risk. Metz winning at 3.18.
Let's go to the best game we have this week, in my opinion, is Monaco-Lille with European spots on stake. Lille drew with Le Havre. We didn't expect that at home, so now they are in trouble, only 2 points more than Rennes and 4 from Monaco. They finished the season with Auxerre, as you mentioned, so a lot of things on stake probably in that last game. Monaco is still alive, Alain, after beating Metz, although suffering, although with a lot of problems. It was the first win after 3 winless games. Tricky one, this one.
Yeah, a tricky one because for many reasons. Lille, the last weeks we saw Lille lose points at home. At home in game normally easy for them, because when do you play at home against Le Havre, against Nice, we wait are winning, and they lose 4 points in that 2 games. When they played away, Lille is dangerous because in the last 8 games away, they lose only in Villa Park, and they won in Marseille, they won in Rennes, important. And it's curious because their draw in Metz, and it's so difficult to predict Lille because Lille suffered in January and February, except that is a team deserved to stay in the next Champions League because they do a very good season in my opinion. They lose key player, but the collective mind, the collective spirit is really strong in Lille. Now going to Monaco is clearly a game when you will suffer. For Lille, the last game winning in Monaco was in 2019. Is a lot of time and a lot of draw between both teams when they played in Monaco. Monaco, yes, this season Monaco, we wait more about Monaco, but it's true in the last weeks, in the last months, better when they played at home, team lose only against PSG since the middle of January, and yes, that one. In my opinion, when Monaco takes seriously the game, Monaco is really difficult to move, is really difficult to win against this Monaco, and Pocognoli is the last card to try to stay the more up in the table. Is a classical game to put the pressure about your rival, but you don't depend only with this game because Rennes is in the middle between both teams, 4-point difference. In my opinion, Monaco can win this game to reduce that distance. Monaco winning odds 2.10.
Great game, this one. Let's check our smart bet tool, and here the tool goes for draw at halftime. This pays 2.38 if you are going for draw at halftime, and then over 2.5 goals is 1.6. And the double chance Lille or draw is 1.6. Next game, Alain, is PSG Brest. Remember last season, we saw this game even in the Champions League. That was a long time ago. Of course, PSG focus in the Champions League. We don't know yet the result against Bayern Munich at the time we are doing this video. But also in Ligue 1, they can win the league depending on the results. Remember, they have also a postponed game against Lens. And Brest, Alain, completely on holidays. 2 points in the last 6 games.
Yes, the season of Brest is negative. They're saved the category, but we wait something more in terms of ambition for both the team, because team have quality and more quality than is stable. Maybe 1 month we see a good version in Brest. It was in February and beginning of March. At this moment of the season, I have the doubt about if Brest can stay in the fighting for European spot. But after their lose in Monaco, in Auxerre against Rennes, there was totally out about this fighting. Their travel to in Paris, like the classical game in the end of the season without pressure. PSG have something about pressure for the title, but they have comfortable advantage. I don't see PSG lose every game until the end. And when Luis Enrique made turnover, you check the team, and is a team can compete to win the Ligue 1. And yes, after Bayern turnover, I see Brest score in the last 4 games in Paris. In three times Brest score in Paris. I choose Brest score anytime in the game, odds 1.95.
Another good game is Rennes Paris CFC. Rennes drop from the Champions League spots, now 5th after the defeat against Lyon 4-2. It was a great game, and they were in great form. They won the previous 4. They have to win here, Alain. It's not going to be easy. They go to Marseille in the last game, so for sure they have to win both games, but both games are very difficult. Also, this Paris EFC with nothing on stake, but they are in great form. It's 3 wins in the last 4 games, and overall they are ending the season in a really good form.
Yes, Paris FC is one of the best team in the last months. We see a clearly improvement with 𝐿𝐴, second best defense in the last five games. Against Brest, we saw the quality in offensive analysis with a direct football, really fast in transition, a powerful team. And in perspective from the next season, we wait a lot from this PFC. This game is a casting for 𝐿𝐴 to understand if some player can manage a type of game like that, because in Brest you don't have the ball, you must to wait, you must to try to be concrete with your transition, you must to defend in a strong low block. And yes, it's a good test for them, and for Rennes is not a test. Is the game Rennes must to have a reaction, because Rennes right now is 5th. In my opinion, if Rennes can win the last 2 games, Rennes will be a Champions League team. But the schedule is difficult, and you must to start with PFC. But I have some doubt, because I trust in this PFC. For that reason, I choose PFC score in the first half, odds 2.40.
And the last game is very important for Lyon, going to Toulouse. Toulouse beat Strasbourg, drew with Monaco, nothing to play for. But for Lyon, it's very important. They have to win both games. The last one is with Lens, and well, they are coming from that win that we mentioned against Rennes. So it's 4 wins in a row with Hendrik once again shining, Alain, and even speaking in French. You saw the post interview. He tried to speak French, and the guy also spoke Spanish as soon as he arrived to Madrid.
Yeah, in France, they said he's really focused about the football, only football. He go to the training, he go back at home, never go out to party or really
He's married.
Disciplined.
He's married, even.
He's married. Yeah, he's married. But really a big discipline, and media in France are really surprised about that. The focus on football. His dream is going to the World Cup, and he's working hard for that. Yes, he improved in the last weeks, because we have a moment when media in France start to be critical with him. But in the last months is brilliant. Goal, assist, and hard work. Always focus in the game, hard pressure. Is a big chance for him to meet Fonseca, because Fonseca worked really well with a young player, and he is showing that he improved in his pass to Lyon. But now, before to leave Lyon, you must give a gift to Lyon, and the gift is going back to the champions. And Toulouse, the season in Toulouse, in my opinion, is positive, except the semi-final in Coupe de France, where they lose this game. But it's the last game about the manager Martinez, Spanish, who normally going to Girona after 3 seasons, and yes, to say bye to his fans in the stadium. Toulouse probably will be competitive and try to be ethical, to try to catch point to Lyon. For that, I don't choose 1x2, but I choose Hendrik score anytime in the game, odds 2.16.
Imagine, Alain, you don't party being Brazilian, living in Brazil, then you go to Madrid, you are still very focused, and then you go to Lyon, and somehow you decide to party. If you've been focused in Brazil and Madrid, I guess it's easier to be focused in Lyon.
Yeah, but this player can go take a plane, going to Madrid, party, and go back. We know a lot of the list of the players too. That is long.
Exactly. Also, Côte d'Azur is not far away from
not
Lyon,
far away. Paris is not far away.
Paris, with this money, I'm sure you find also good parties in France. That's completely true. Well, this is it for our penultimate show in Ligue 1 this season. It's been so quick once again this season. Alain, remember, guys, we have our tipster competitions available for you. It's completely free to participate, and you can earn some money. We have now the monthly one for May available for you, and we will have one for the World Cup. Stay tuned, of course, because we will be here during the summer enjoying the World Cup. And also check out Rivals, where you can create your own tipster competition. Alain, which one is your safe bet?
Loss winning at home, odds 1.39.
And your ACCA?
Angers Strasbourg 1x. Monaco Lille Balogun score. And Rennes Paris FC, both teams to score. Total 6.88.
Thank you, Alain. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Ciao.